Come back to order, please. Need someone to move that this committee adjourns the closed session at 2:34 and reconvene in open session. Councillor Black. All those in favor? That is carried. So, moving on, staff reports. My plan is that about 10 to 3 that we will have a 10-minute break, because if we don't, we're going to be sitting here probably till 6 or after 6. So, okay? Just so you know, staff report CSD 1707, award of contract Ride Norfolk. Who's got that? Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Report CSD 17-07, award of contract for Ride Norfolk Transportation Services before you. Ride Norfolk has operated as Norfolk County's public transportation service since 2011, and over that time, the service has been operated through a contractor providing both the vehicles and the drivers. As you may recall, in early January of this year, Norfolk County was forced to terminate the contract for the operation of Ride Norfolk. Norfolk County then entered into a 120-day agreement with a local service provider to ensure the continuation of the service while staff completed the tender process in order to secure a long-term service provider. The tender was completed according to Norfolk County's purchasing bylaw tender procedures. In total, 8 companies took out tenders and 3 responses were received. Bidders were asked to submit hourly per vehicle rates for the weekday service and the South Coast Shuttle service that operates in the summer for both 2017 and 2018. The results, which are included in the table in the report. Staff has also included the total contracted services for 2017 and 2018 based on the assumption that service levels remain the same. The lowest acceptable tender was received from 2554684 Ontario Limited. Staff have reviewed all supporting document included in the tender and are satisfied that 2554684 Ontario Limited will be able to meet or exceed the requirements of the contract. Staff are therefore recommending that the General Manager of Community Services be authorized to execute a contract with 2554684 Ontario Limited for the operation of Ride Norfolk's public transportation service as specified in the tender. And with that, I'll take any questions.
Councillor Height.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Through you to staff. During our budget meeting, we had a resolution number 9, and it said user fees would be deferred. A user fee increase would be deferred until we have a new contract in place. I'm missing that section on my report.
Through you, Mr. Chair, user fee increases are something we're looking at right now and finding a way that would work. One of the issues we run into with that is the fare medium that's already out there. We have a lot of tickets, a lot of punch cards that are already out there. We're exploring the option of changing over the fare medium and how that would happen. We'd want to make sure we roll that out properly, and we're hoping to have a report for you later on in the year for something we might be able to implement at the beginning of next year.
So when is later on in the year?
Through you, Mr. Chair, we'll be looking probably October. We usually bring a report to wrap up the South Coast Shuttle service and let you know how that went throughout the year, and we would include that information at that time.
Okay, thank you, thank you, Brad. Mr. Chair, I don't understand how we did a resolution during the budget talk to have it deferred until there's a new contract, and we still won't have an increase before us on the table, and a whole other year could go by. Right? Like, I didn't like that we didn't have an increase last year, and here we are, we're going to allow another increase with more money it's going to cost us. I'd prefer that we did that sooner. But it's also mentioned that we're over budget on this one. I believe on page 3 of 4 of our report, or page 7 on our agenda, it says there's a resulting in a budget shortfall of $4,856 on the tax levy. So I guess, does that include resolution 28 of our budget where we added $23,000 extra for this service? Because that's what Councillor Brunton put forward, and that's what this council voted for. So should we not be over budget? Or under budget, I should say.
John, do you want to answer that?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, there's something ringing up here. Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to have to get back to council. I don't recall what's in the budget, but I can see if I can look it up while we're here and let you know what the answer is as soon as possible.
Okay, so then through the chair to staff, what would happen if we were to defer this for 2 weeks? Does it need to be awarded today, this contract?
Through the chair.
Shelley?
No, we have time in the service agreement. If council were to, or committee were to defer this for 2 weeks or even 1 week, just looking to confirm from community services, from a procurement perspective, we don't have an issue with the delay. We do have the emergency contract still in place to the beginning of May, but I'm looking for community services to confirm.
Through you, Mr. Chair, we would be able to delay for a little while. What our concern is the South Coast Shuttle service does start in the middle of May, and we want to make sure we have a contractor in place at that time.
Okay, with that, Mr. Chair, I'll move that we defer this for 2 weeks. And hopefully staff will come back with the financial figures from the budget as well as the increase or potential increase for the user fees.
Well, it's on the floor, and deferral takes precedent. Councillor Columbus, you're next on my list.
Mr. Chairman, I was going to move the recommendation as printed on page 5, and I don't know whether that, I guess the deferral takes precedence, but there was no recommendation on the floor when the deferral was made, so.
Councillor Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess I agree with my colleague to the left that I think we should deal with this matter today. I don't see really what a deferral for 2 weeks is going to do. The matter of whether or not we should have a fee increase, to me, is a separate issue of whether or not we should prepare or approve a tender this afternoon. So I cannot accept a deferral.
Mayor Luke.
Well, Mr. Chair, thank you very much, and I certainly will not be supporting a deferral. I'd like to get on with this. I want to say, and you know it, councillors, we in December of every year go through our entire user fees for the year. There has not been an increase in Ride Norfolk fees since its inception, so I do agree with my colleague to my left that it is time to consider some form of fee increase, and it doesn't have to be a large one. Mr. Chair, we don't have to wait for October to deal with a discussion or a fee increase if we feel it's in order. We can do that anytime. But in the meantime, we put out for tender, we've got 3 competitive bids, let's get on so that we can get on with this service. Thank you.
Anything further on deferral? All those in favor? Those opposed? That is defeated. Moving on to the, somebody prepared to, I believe, Councillor Oliver, you wanted to move that, or Councillor Columbus, sorry. Questions or comments from anyone? I'll read it. That staff report CSD 1707, award of contract for the operation of Ride Norfolk Public Transportation Service be received as information, and that the General Manager of Community Services be authorized to execute a contract with 2554684 Ontario Limited for the operation of Ride Norfolk Public Transportation Service as specified in tender CSD PFR 1706. Any further questions? Councillor Oliver.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm going to support this motion. I'm always anxious for local firms to receive our tenders when possible. There is a fairly significant price differential between the two. We were assured, have been assured, I think, that if we do accept the recommendation that's in the report, the drivers of this service are local Norfolk County residents, and that's important to all of us, I think. So I do support the motion that's on the floor for that purpose.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. And I do support the Ride Norfolk, and I have pretty well all along. It serves the community well, and it's just getting nothing but better. But I am having some problems with the bidders, and I can't support the one in the recommendation. So I'm afraid I'm going to have to vote against it.
I'm looking for something that's easier because I'd like to have a break. Maybe we should do the break now and then take a few minutes before 3 o'clock to start early. Councillor Wells.
Or to break now.
Okay, we'll take a break now and be back at 3 o'clock. No, I don't.
On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario, south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. With hard work, we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Erie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dogwoods bloom. Patchwork fields and rolling hills, it's just the place for you. Norfolk, Norfolk, a Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger along. Norfolk, 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 you won't be a stranger along. On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario, south coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger along. With hard work, we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Erie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dogwoods bloom. Patchwork fields and rolling hills, it's just the place for you. Norfolk, Norfolk, a Southern County home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger along. Norfolk, 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 you won't be a stranger along. On a strip of sandy soil lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario, South Coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Up north, on a strip of sandy soil, lies a county called Norfolk. It's Ontario, South Coast, you know, and it's surely not remote. If you pass through or spend a day or decide to call it home, you'll see why we love it here and are proud to call it our own. Norfolk, Norfolk, a southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. Take in the small town atmosphere, be amazed at all that we grow. Like our kids that go and see the world and can't wait to return home. Drop a line in a placid lake or stroll along the shore. Take a tour on a peaceful country road and bound to be back for more. Of Norfolk, Norfolk, my southern county home. Norfolk, Norfolk, we know you can't go wrong with the friendly folk of Norfolk. You won't be a stranger long. With hard work, we built a dream that only willing hands could do. It's on display at our fall fairs and at all the festivals too. Erie beaches, Carolinian forests, where the flower and dog